So MIT published a report saying that 95% of AI projects are failing. And they obviously looked at the usual suspects, like change management or model quality, for instance. But the number one reason that they found was actually end users' unwillingness to adopt AI tooling. Now, this is really strange, especially when we think about how ChatGPT has 700 million active users right now. So why is it that employees are using AI so often in their daily lives, but not using it in the enterprise? And then once we figure this out, what can we do to improve our AI products going forward? Now, the truth is that AI is already being used extensively in companies already. It's just not through the official channels. MIT found that 90% of employees are using LLMs regularly, but only 40% of companies have an official license. And this gap, what they call this, is called shadow AI, where employees use their personal ChatGPT accounts to do their company work. But what's really interesting is when MIT looked at these employees that were using ChatGPT the most, they found that these employees were the least likely to adopt enterprise tools. And this is a little counterintuitive, so when they asked them, they said that one, ChatGPT gives answers that are better, they're already familiar with the interface, and then lastly, they trust it more. Now, what this really tells us is employees do want to use AI. They're using it in the company. They're also using it in their daily life all the time. But they don't want to obviously use enterprise tools that aren't going to live up to the standards of ChatGPT. And this actually creates a feedback loop where employees now know what good looks like because they're using AI all of the time. So then when you roll out some really bad static enterprise tool, they're going to be more adverse to it. But so where are AI tools actually being used today? So they found that employees use it for very quick tasks like writing emails, summaries, things of that nature. But for complex workflows in the company, they still go directly towards humans. See, and here's how one user described it. ChatGPT is great for brainstorming and first drafts, but it doesn't remember my client's preferences or learn from past edits. It makes the same mistakes and I have to re-explain everything in every session. For high stakes work, I need a system that learns and adapts over time. And this is mainly because complex work does span long periods of time. So you need to have these memory capabilities, and if the AI can't provide that, you might as well go to a person to help you. Now, this is obviously a user that is not putting in their customer data into ChatGPT. There's obviously a security risk that we're not going to talk about. So consumer tools are fast and they're flexible, and as of recently, they're starting to adapt with end user behavior. But here what they're saying is that if enterprise tools can learn consistently, then the user adoption is faster. Now, MIT did directly confirm this, where they asked the questions, why are you not adopting AI tools? And users cited that the top reason why is because they're not adapting. And so again, ChatGPT is succeeding because users can automatically make it adapt through prompts, and enterprise AI, on the other hand, is just typically static, one size fits all. And so this is the reason why shadow AI is currently existing and why there's such a larger adoption gap that we need to go through. But the good thing here is that we can directly affect this when we actually implement our AI tooling today. And so if we want adoption across the company, we only really need three things based off of this. One is memory to retain user feedback and also what is correct and incorrect through the workflows. Learning to improve from every single interaction. And then autonomy to handle complex workflows. And this does all point more towards agentic AI, but agentic AI less so with tooling, as in an AI is utilizing tools, and more towards the memory capabilities of AI. So I've actually already been implementing this, where whatever AI product I'm creating, even if it's something simple as document generation, we're already doing memory capabilities in there so that the user adoption is faster. And when you do user acceptance testing, they're all going to ask, well, is it going to learn from my feedback? And of course, you can say yes in that scenario. So anyways, hope this is helpful. Thank you so much, and I'll see you in the next one.